Let me wind up by just saying this. This is an unprecedented moment in American history. And this election will determine not only the future of our country, but in many ways the future of the world. Trump, as you know, loves authoritarian leaders all over the world. He has contempt for the media. He has contempt for Congress and the separation of powers. We, on the other hand, believe in human rights and democracy. Trump does not believe that climate change is real. We see it as an existential threat to this country and the world. Trump thinks he can win re-election by dividing us up based on the color of our skin, based on where we were born, based on our gender, our sexual orientation, or our religion. That's what demagogues always do. They divide people up and they go after those who don't have a lot of political power. We believe exactly the opposite. We believe in why we will win this election, that we will bring our people together. Black and white and Latino, Native American, Asian American, gay and straight, immigrants and native born. We will bring our people together around an agenda that works for all of us and not just the 1%. So this is an election of monumental consequence. It really is the future not only of our country, but in terms of climate change and other issues, the future of the world. We cannot afford to sit it out. We cannot throw up our hands in despair. We cannot get depressed. We cannot back off from what we see around us. If there was ever a moment in American history that we have got to stand up and fight back, this is the moment. So tonight, thank you. So tonight, from the bottom of my heart, this is not for me. This is for all of us. This is for our kids and our grandchildren. Tonight, I ask you not only to help us win here in Maine, but to join the political revolution which says to the corporate elite and the politicians that they own that enough is enough. We're going to reclaim our country. Thank you all very much.
I think you have an enormous amount of fear and uncertainty in this country. Millions of people who are in trouble today, they really are. They're confused. They're working longer hours for lower wages. They're seeing productivity going up, but their kids are worse off economically than they are. And then you have demagogues like Trump coming along. He says, I know what the cause of your problems is. Today, it is Muslims. You all remember how many years ago when we were younger? It was uppity women who were trying to take our jobs as men. It was blacks who wanted to take white jobs. That's what demagoguery is about. It is to obfuscate the real problems facing our society and find somebody you can blame and rally the American people. That's what it is. It's the immigrants or the Muslims, and we got to take them on. The antidote is a very strong, progressive agenda that says, yes, I know that you're angry, but Muslims are not your enemy. Who is your enemy? What does it mean if 58% of all new income in America is going to the top 1%? That we have massive income and wealth inequality. You want decent jobs. You want your kids to have an opportunity. We're going to fight to give you that. Don't go to the dark side. It's not good enough to say that racism and xenophobia is bad. We've got to reach those people today who are so angry, who are so hateful, and say, yes, you have a right to be angry. Don't take it out on the Muslims. Work with us to create an agenda and a political movement that will make your life better, not just other people's life worse.
When we stand together, when we do not allow the Donald Trumps of the world to divide us up, there is nothing we cannot accomplish.
You know, we as a country have enormous potential if we have the guts to stand up against those who try to divide us up, and if we have the guts to take on the powers that be that control our economic and political life. And we do have to be willing to take them on. We know what Donald Trump has been doing with his hateful and, frankly, disgusting rhetoric, in which he tries to demonize groups of people like Muslims and Latinos just based on their religion or the color of their skin. And we cannot stand for it. We cannot stand for Trump's bigotry. Muslims are not our enemies. Latinos are not our enemies. Trump is, as Bernie aforementioned, just obfuscating from the real problems facing our country. Like we have yet to join the many countries around the world and guarantee healthcare to all of our people as a right. And as a result, we sadly lose a lot of people per year due to lack of coverage, and a lot of people face extreme financial burden. No, instead of trying to help fix this problem, Trump tried to kick people off their healthcare and make the situation even worse. Instead of trying to invest in our education system and help deal with the very real issue of student loan debt in this country by doing things like joining the many countries around the world and making public colleges and universities tuition free, or by canceling student debt, Trump proposes we cut billions of dollars away from education. Issue after issue, whether it be on education, climate change, healthcare, foreign policy, or our bloated military budget, Donald Trump is doing the opposite of what needs to be done, and is just making things worse. He takes huge sums of money from powerful special interests, and what people seem to fail to realize is that Trump is a powerful special interest himself. I've said it before, and let me say it again. Money in politics is one of the biggest issues we face in America today. It has enabled wealthy people like Donald Trump to buy politicians and elections. And unfortunately, they do. A lot. And it has completely corrupted our political system. So much so that according to a Princeton study, the desires of average Americans have virtually no impact on whether or not policies get enacted in the United States. I mean, think about it. Most Americans want tuition-free public colleges, and yet we don't have it. Most Americans want free pre-K and childcare, but we don't have it. Most Americans want gun reform, but we don't have it. Most Americans want universal health care, and we don't have it. And the list goes on and on. Right now, thanks to money in politics, our government does not represent us. Rather, it represents the rich and the powerful. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can be powerful too. In fact, even more so because we are the majority. We are the 99%. So if we stand together, if we do not let the Donald Trumps of the world to divide us up, we can join the many countries around the world and guarantee healthcare to all of our people as a right. We can join the many countries around the world and make public colleges and universities tuition free. We can convert our energy system to 100% clean renewable energy and combat climate change. We can put an end to medical bankruptcies in the United States. We can relieve an enormous burden off the backs of our young people and cancel student debt. We can end our never-ending and immoral wars and realize that the lives of people overseas matter just as much as our own. And so on and so on and so on. So let us stand together and take on the powerful special interests that control our economic and political life. Let us defeat Donald Trump, and let us create a government that finally represents all of us, and not just the wealthy.